kitchen, and today we're gonna cook some beefaroni. Hey, but before we get started, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And give me some comments down below. Tell me what you're thinking. This is me on an average day. No makeup, no hair done. We're just getting it done in the kitchen. And I am gonna cook this really super simple, quick meal, and it's beefaroni. There are many different ways to cook it. You can cook it however you like. This is my recipe. And for the beefaroni, I use Italian sausage, ground beef. I use a small and a large jar of spaghetti sauce. I use a large and a small box of macaroni and cheese. Kraft, of course. I'm cooking for a lot of people, and normally we eat leftovers, so you don't have to cook as much as I'm cooking, but I just want to let you know. And also for my seasonings, I have Italian seasoning, onion powder, garlic powder, pepper, minced garlic, and green pepper, and onion. So I'm going to get all these items prepared, and I'll take you along with the process. So stay tuned. First, we're going to start with a little olive oil. This is probably a 1/3 cup of olive oil. Let that heat up, and I'm going to get this rinsed and the Italian sausage and the ground beef into the pan. Okay, as you see, I have my ground beef and my Italian sausage in the pan. The Italian sausage is still kind of frozen, but that's okay. It's gonna steam up and it's gonna come out just fine. I don't know why it's always frozen, but at Lowe's Foods actually, but anyway, you're just gonna break it up and you're gonna cook it until it's nice and brown. Easy breezy. And I'm gonna have a different meal. I'll show you that in just a second. While this is cooking, I'm gonna go ahead and chop up the onion and the pepper. At first I was thinking I'm not gonna show me cutting up an onion because that's so boring. But then I thought maybe everybody doesn't know how to chop an onion. So this is how you chop an onion. This is what I consider a rough chop. It's not really anything magic or strategic about it. Just cutting up the onion. If you have some big pieces in it, it's completely fine. So that's all of my onion. And now I'm gonna cut my bell pepper. Now this is how I cut my bell pepper, and if you cut it different, hey, like I said, it's totally fine. Everybody does things differently, and it's completely okay. And then I come back around here and take some of this and I throw that away. And then I cut the peppers into slices. Like this. I get them all cut into slices. Little strips, actually. Hold on just one second. I'm going to show you something. Dampen a paper cloth. Dampen a paper cloth. Stick it underneath the board so it doesn't keep moving. Bada boom, bada bing. And then I'm going to turn them this way and cut from the opposite end. And that's going to give me little just a little rough chop. That's my son coming in from work. Like I said, we live around here, so there's no need in trying to post when everything's quiet, because that's not a reality. This is everyday living. So there you have the peppers and the onion, and I'm going to check in on the meat. So the meat is browning nicely. The Italian sausage has already cooked down. It's not even, not frozen anymore. A lot of people think when you have frozen items, you know, that's the end all be all, but, you know, all it takes is a little heat, a little steam to get things going. It's not completely brown yet, but right now I'm incorporating the beef and the Italian sausage. Smells amazing. And I'll be right back once it's completely brown. So as you can see, I'm multitasking. Right now I'm preparing my bang bang shrimp salad. I'm taking off some cilantro. I love cilantro. Either you like cilantro or you don't like cilantro. Some people say it tastes perfumey. Some people love it. You either like it or you don't. There's no middle ground. And any salad that I eat, I try to put as much cilantro in as possible. But if you don't want cilantro, you don't have to use cilantro. So I use probably about a half a cup of cilantro. And I'm going to bag this up, put it in the fridge. And I told you I'm a multitasker, so what I'm gonna do is go ahead and cut up this English cucumber. You can use regular cucumber. I like English cucumber. It's a matter of preference. And I'm cutting these probably about a ½ inch thick. And what I'm doing now is kind of what you call killing two birds with one stone. I hate that saying. Why do we gotta kill birds and with stones at that? So it's conveniently comes with plastic already on it, so I'll put that back in it. And that's how much cucumber I cut up, and I'm gonna get this rinsed. So you gotta learn how to multitask, and you need to learn how to do more than one thing at a time. My ground beef and Italian sausage is browning nicely. And sometimes you'll notice in the bottom of the pan there's some people think that's burnt. That's where the flavor is. So don't worry about that. That's not burned. That's where all the flavor is, down there at the bottom. So this is almost brown completely, and we can get ready and put our seasonings as well as our onions and our peppers. And I'm gonna get the cilantro and cucumber rinsed and ready for my salad. And I also have the shrimp rinsed and ready to prepare for my bang bang shrimp salad. So I'll be back in just a second. Okay, so my Italian sausage and ground beef is completely brown. So we're gonna go ahead and add our seasoning. I'm gonna start with salt. And I don't measure the salt, so you kind of gotta eyeball it. I'm gonna say this is about 2 teaspoons of salt. When you've been cooking a dish for so long, you kind of tend to just do it by looking, you know. That was black pepper, probably a tablespoon, and about a tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Some garlic powder. And onion powder. And second. minced garlic. I bought this minced garlic from Sam's. If you know me, you know I love me some Sam's. So I'm gonna use about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. And then I'm gonna go ahead and give that a little stir. I don't know if I mentioned, but I did drain off the oil. And at this point, you can go ahead and add in your onions and peppers. Get all that in there. Smells amazing, guys. I mean, and this is gonna cook for about 2 to 3 minutes. And once the onions are translucent, that's when I'm gonna go ahead and add my spaghetti sauce. And while we wait for that to cook down, we're gonna go ahead and start working on the bang bang shrimp for my salad. Okay, now the prep for the bang bang shrimp is so simple. I mean, it's super easy. You know, notice I have a mixing bowl and another bowl. This bowl is to add the sauce once the shrimp are cooked. This bowl is for the coating for the shrimp. And this is cornstarch. I would say you use about anywhere from 1/2 cup to a cup. That should be enough right there. And then you're gonna use some buttermilk. This is the buttermilk. I'm gonna get a whisk. And we'll start pouring a little and then we'll build up to make a wet batter. Trying to make it like a wet batter consistency. And buttermilk is kind of thick. Yeah, that's the consistency you're looking for. Now this is my own recipe. I'm gonna add this gochujang sauce. I think that's the name of it. I could be mispronouncing it, but this sauce is amazing. So this is the wet batter that the shrimp are gonna go in. Let me show you that sauce again. I put this on a lot of things. And I'm also going to add to that some salt. The salt makes everything better. And I'm going to add old bouillon. But I'm going to use some chipotle because I like a little heat. And I'm going to get that stirred up. And I'm gonna let that sit for just a few moments. Okay. So it's completely cooked down. And right here, let me zoom in on that. See this right here? It's completely coating the pan. I'm gonna add some white wine. That was probably about 1/2 cup. And don't worry, you're not gonna get drunk. It's simple. Alcohol cooks away. Comes right off. That's where all that delicious flavor is. And if you need to add a little more, it's totally fine. And just letting that cook down. I'm just scraping those bits off the bottom. So good, so good. Now you can add your tomato sauce. My water is about to be up to a boil, so I can add my noodles into it. And for my taste, this is not enough spaghetti sauce, which is why I always buy a bigger container. But actually I'm not going to use the bigger one because I had a small one and I'm going to use this one. I don't think I'm going to use all of it, probably about half, because you want to have a good spaghetti sauce to noodle ratio. I hate it when it's not even, or it's not enough sauce to noodles. That's a pet peeve of mine. Okay, and once my water is up to a boil, at this point I'm gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt to the water, just to prevent the noodles from sticking. And this is going to start splattering everywhere if I don't turn it down. So I'm going to turn the sauce down on low, because really at this point this is pretty much done. So we're done with the sauce. I'm going to go ahead and add my canola oil to the pan for my my shrimp. Did this before, but you drop them in there. Big deal with taking I leave the tails on, so if you deviate from it, it's done. Okay, I'll give that all a nice toss. Go ahead and put in my macaroni. 1. 2. Give that a quick stir. And that's it for that. Now I can tell the oil is done because I hear it popping. If you hear that little popping noise, it's ready. So I'm gonna put in these shrimp one by one, and they're gonna cook in no time. Let the excess batter drop off, and then I'm just gonna put it in like that. Almost by the time you put them in there, they're done. They cook so fast. Completely done. Didn't even take a hot minute. I'm gonna get the excess out. And I'm gonna put in a few more. I'm gonna drop these kind of fast because as you can see, they cook really fast. Okay, I'm taking the last of the shrimp up. They look so beautiful golden brown. You have to work fast because these cook fast. I'm gonna have some of these even without the salad, so. All done, and I'm gonna turn this off. Give you a bird's eye view. Look at that. Doesn't that look amazing? Oh my God. But we're not at this point. Everything's coming along nicely. I'm giving the noodles a quick stir. Make sure they're not sticking to the bottom. They're coming along nicely. Probably another couple of minutes on that. And now I'm gonna work on my bang bang shrimp. Okay, my bang bang shrimp are perfect. I'm gonna try one. I don't think I'm gonna coat all of them. Oh, let's see what it tastes like. Mmm. These are perfect. So good. Hot. They're so good. I'm gonna save some of these to the side, but they're so good. You can also peel the shrimp if you want, but I don't. Whenever I get excited about food, I do the happy dance. So good. All right, that was my break, but let's get back to the video. These, I'm gonna save some of them for later. I'm gonna take about half. And that's gonna go on top of my salad. I'm gonna pour on the bang bang shrimp sauce. I would say probably about, let's see how that does. Use a spatula to coat them in there. Oh my, amazing. They're so crispy, which is a great accompaniment to your salad. Okay, so that's all done. Now we're gonna bring everything together. So I'm gonna sit these to the side. Oh my. You know what? I'm gonna put on some red pepper flakes. Oh yeah. Like I said, I like spice. So I'll be back and we'll pull everything together. Put in the macaroni. A little shake. Sauce. wipe around the edges. And this is going in the oven. The lettuce, rinsed of course. And I have my cilantro and cucumbers. Super simple salad, guys. Nothing to it. Then we'll get me some onions, which I almost forgot. And the pied de riston, the shrimp, and like I said, I love heat, so I'm going to add a little bit more crushed bell pepper to it for garnish. And that's it. And let's check on that beefaroni because it's on broil. Let's get a zoom on it. See it? And here's the meal in its entirety. That's the bang bang shrimp salad. Look at how delicious that looks. Oh my gosh. And you don't need any salad dressing because the sauce from the shrimp is gonna be just enough. And guys, here is the beefaroni. Oh my goodness. All I did was put it in the oven on broil, maybe for 5 minutes. Now let's cut into it. That's gonna be the beautiful part. Cut into this. Look at all that cheese. Ooh. I should have let it sit a little bit, but everybody's ready to eat, so look at that. Get a load of that.